Good morning, everyone. I am on a quest to live more self-sufficient, to have more of a greener thumbprint on our little 1-acre property. So I woke up really early and I decided to get some work done. I did a lot of pruning and a lot of work to open up some areas where I can actually grow more food and more things like that. It was before the sun even came up when I got started. I never dreamed that it would be such a chore. And let me show you what I was working on. So to clean up the property, every little square foot that we have, I want to clean it up and get it ready for having it a way where I can grow all kinds of different foods and maybe even some fruit that the deer won't eat, like berry bushes and things like that. So I am still a little bit tired from all of this because it proved to be probably one of the biggest challenges I have had so far, and that was this huge prickly, and it is called a fence row rose. So it grew up wild for 14 years and it was full of briars. Now when I tell you that this was hard, this is an understatement. It is about, I think, 10 feet tall. You will see it. And as you can see, I'm dressed in 2 layers of clothing and I have gloves on. But every branch dug deep into my skin. When I was done, I had a lot of sores because it just went right through my clothing. And it was so bad. I'm telling you, this was the worst thing I ever had to do here on the homestead. And it hurt so bad because it was almost impossible to trim all of this without getting jagged. I was being really careful that they wouldn't jag at my eyes, but I should have probably wore glasses. I never even thought of glasses until now, but I was being very careful that they wouldn't hit my face. And thankfully they didn't. But what happened was they were so intertwined in one another that it was really hard to figure out the main stems and where to cut, that I was able to get rid of them. I thought this would be easy. I thought I would just cut the main stem and then it would all go in one piece. Oh, it didn't work that way. Now this may not look like much to you, but it is a lot more in person because it actually grew up in the tree. And so I had to work on up in the tree. And yes, I have sandals on. I should have wore boots, but I got the job done. It took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get it done. And I have these electric little cutters, which is amazing. But as you can see, I'm not too smiley like you're used to seeing. There was no time to smile today in the camera because I just had to get this done. I'm wearing my jammy shirt and old pants because when the job was done, I had holes all over my shirt and pants. I ended up throwing them away. Yes, I threw them away. There was so many briars stuck in them. I just wanted to be done with this whole situation. Take a look at my disgusted look on my face. This was just very interesting. All right, I gotta get my little chainsaw. I want to cut that last limb where all these briars are, and I gotta need to change my clothes. I have briars all over me, so I'm gonna change my clothes, eat breakfast, take a 10-minute break, then I'm gonna cut that limb off and see if I can get the rest of the briars. This is a mulberry tree. All right, so I changed my clothing and I'm going to go ahead and just work on all of these leaves. yes, I could put them in the garden, but I have so many leaves in the garden and I really need them to decompose because I'm starting to plant the garden. So all of these leaves, we are just going to go ahead and get rid of them. I'm going to do a little cleaning up. I hung up these towels yesterday and they are dried. And it's so nice to have the sun. We've been having a lot of rain lately. And now I need to go and work on all of these planters and try to clean these up. It's a time of the year where it's just a lot of briars and thorns and just a lot of messy work. Right, everyone, now I'm going to work on the tomato plants. I have the greenhouse looking so much better for being serviceable. I want everything to be easy access, to be able to grow food and to just streamline my homestead. So it doesn't look as pretty, but it's going to be a lot more functional. So now I have my iPad out. I'm going to listen to a podcast. It's going to take me about 2 hours to work on all these tomatoes. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Now remember, I was up at the crack of dawn, so I am really tired. But with beautiful weather, not a cloud in the sky, it's a great day to get things a head start. In the past, you would have seen me decorate these greenhouses. They're not decorated anymore. I'm actually using them for growing food. I'm going to be trying to grow a lot more food this year. Now, not necessarily everything I'm going to be growing. I have a lot of food yet, so I'm just going to be experimenting on different ways that maybe I could grow food that I never grew before. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that. There's also going to be a lot of flowers and herbs because that is what I really like. And at this point, I don't need to grow food to survive. But today we're planting peas in this little raised garden bed. And I'm hoping they germinate because a lot of my seeds are very old and I am using old seeds up. So we'll see if they grow or not and we'll take it from there. A lot of the seeds that I do have, were maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I am noticing that some of them are not growing, but then there are some surprises. This is a year of pretty much just experimenting. You will see some different variety of seeds because I love growing exotic seeds as well, like Job's Tears and all of the old-fashioned varieties. You will be seeing a lot of the Peter Rabbit. And what does that mean? That means in the storybooks, what was listed in the storybooks as being in Mr. McGregor's garden, which are some very unusual flowers.